Stone and Bronze Ages. The early history of Finland is shrouded in the mists of time, with evidence of human habitation dating back to the Stone Age around 9000 BCE. During this era, Finland's inhabitants were hunter-gatherers, relying on hunting, fishing, and foraging for sustenance. As the millennia passed, the inhabitants gradually adopted agriculture and animal husbandry during the Bronze Age, 1500 to 500 BCE, leading to the establishment of more settled communities. These eras laid the foundation for the cultural and societal evolution of the Finnish people. Swedish Crusade and Swedish rule. The late 12th century marked a pivotal period in Finland's history as Swedish crusaders embarked on a mission to convert the pagan Finns to Christianity. This effort laid the groundwork for Swedish influence in the region, resulting in the establishment of the Swedish realm in Finland. Over the centuries, the Swedish crown exerted varying degrees of control over the region, leading to the formation of towns, the introduction of feudalism, and the gradual Christianization of the populace. Finnish society, administration, and laws were deeply influenced by Swedish culture during this era. Part of Sweden, Finland's ties to Sweden deepened over the centuries, with the region becoming an integral part of the Swedish kingdom. This period witnessed the growth of trade, urbanization, and a burgeoning Finnish identity. Swedish governance brought about the development of institutions, the spread of education, and the codification of laws. Finnish cities thrived as members of the Hanseatic League, fostering connections with other European powers and enriching local culture through trade and intellectual exchange. Great Northern War and Russian rule. The 18th century ushered in a seismic shift for Finland as Sweden yielded its control to Russia during the Great Northern War. The Treaty of Nystad in 1721 formalized the transfer of Finnish territory to the Russian Empire. This transition brought about a new era of Russianization efforts aimed at integrating Finland into the Russian sphere. As tensions mounted between the Finnish populace and Russian authorities, calls for greater autonomy and preservation of Finnish culture emerged, setting the stage for subsequent developments. Independence and Civil War. Amid the backdrop of the Russian Revolution of 1917, Finland seized the opportunity to declare its independence on December 6, 1917. Yet, this newfound freedom was marred by internal conflicts, leading to the tragic Finnish Civil War of 1918. The struggle between the Reds and Whites highlighted deep societal divisions and left scars that would shape Finland's path forward as an independent nation. In subsequent responses, I'll continue with the Winter War, Continuation War, Lapland War, and the modern era. Winter War and Continuation War. The late 1930s witnessed Finland's resolute defense against the Soviet Union in the Winter War, 1939-1940. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, the Finnish military exhibited remarkable tenacity, using guerrilla tactics and the harsh winter climate to stave off the Soviet invasion. The Moscow Peace Treaty of 1940 forced Finland to cede territory, but it managed to retain its sovereignty. The Continuation War, 1941-1944, saw Finland aligning with Nazi Germany in an effort to reclaim lost territories. While the alliance raised complex moral questions, Finnish troops fought alongside German forces on the Eastern Front, with battles like the Siege of Leningrad and the Battle of Talihantala leaving indelible marks on both Finnish and world history. Lapland War and post-war era. As World War II drew to a close, Finland engaged in the Lapland War, 1944-1945, against retreating German forces. This conflict, often overlooked amid the grand narrative of the larger war, had profound implications for Finland's northern regions. The war concluded with the departure of German troops, but it left destruction in its wake and reshaped the landscape. Following the war, the Paris Peace Treaty of 1947 solidified Finland's position as an independent nation but mandated the cession of additional territory to the Soviet Union. This era marked the beginning of Finland's neutral foreign policy, as the country skillfully navigated the complex geopolitical currents of the Cold War, avoiding alignment with either the Western or Eastern blocs. Modern Finland. The latter half of the 20th century and beyond witnessed Finland's transformation into a modern, technologically advanced nation with a strong emphasis on education and social welfare. Renowned for its high-quality education system, innovation, and forward-thinking design, Finland embraced its role as a global leader in various fields. Joining the European Union in 1995 and adopting the euro currency in 2002 further integrated Finland into the international community. The nation's ability to balance economic growth, social equality, and environmental sustainability has earned it admiration on the global stage. Today, Finland is known for its thriving startup ecosystem, commitment to environmental conservation, and a society that places a high value on well-being and quality of life. In sum, Finland's history is a tapestry woven from diverse threads, from ancient hunter-gatherers to medieval Swedish rule, Russian influence, and the trials of wars and independence struggles. These experiences have shaped the Finnish people into a resilient, innovative, and culturally rich society that continues to evolve in the face of changing times. Finnish culture is rich and distinctive, shaped by its history, geography, and unique language. Here's an overview of Finnish culture, history, and some famous individuals with Finnish heritage. Finnish culture. Sauna. Saunas are an integral part of Finnish culture. They are seen as a place of relaxation, socializing, and even business discussions. Many households have their own saunas, and it's common for friends and family to gather for sauna sessions. Nature connection. Finland's vast landscapes, including lakes, forests, and the northern lights, have deeply influenced the culture. Activities like hiking, fishing, and berry picking are popular, and the concept of everyman's right allows people to freely access and enjoy nature. Language. The Finnish language is part of the Finno-Ugric language family and is unrelated to most European languages. It's known for its complex grammar and phonology. Music and arts. The Finnish composer Gene Sibelius is a national icon known for his symphonic works, including Finlandia. The country also has a strong tradition of folk music and dance. Finnish design, characterized by functionalism and simplicity, has gained international recognition. Finnish history. Early history. The region that is now Finland has been inhabited for thousands of years. It was part of the Swedish kingdom for several centuries before coming under Russian rule in the early 19th century. Independence. Finland declared independence from Russia on December 6, 1917, and endured a brief civil war. It then established itself as a parliamentary democracy. World Wars. Finland was involved in both World War I and World War II. It fought two wars against the Soviet Union during World War II, the Winter War, 1939-1940, and the Continuation War, 1941-1944. Neutral foreign policy. Following World War II, Finland pursued a policy of neutrality during the Cold War. It managed to maintain good relations with both Western and Eastern Bloc countries. European Union. Finland joined the European Union in 1995 and has been an active member since then. Famous people with Finnish heritage. Linus Torvalds, the creator of the Linux operating system, has Finnish heritage. His work has had a massive impact on the world of open-source software. Tove Jansson, a Finnish-Swedish author and artist, she is best known for creating the beloved Moomins, a series of children's books. Rovio Entertainment, the Finnish company behind the globally popular game, Angry Birds. Kimi Räikkönen, a Formula One racing driver and former world champion, he is one of Finland's most famous sports personalities. Aki Kaurismäki, a film director known for his distinctive style and internationally acclaimed films like The Match Factory Girl. Tarja Halonen, the first female president of Finland, 2000 to 2012, and a strong advocate for human rights. Armi Raishia, founder of Marimekko, a renowned Finnish design company known for its colorful and bold patterns. These are just a few examples, but there are many more individuals who have made significant contributions in various fields with Finnish heritage. Here's a list of famous actors, artists, and musicians with Finnish heritage, as well as some additional well-known individuals like Pamela Anderson and Matt Damon. Actors. Pamela Anderson. While born in Canada, Pamela Anderson has Finnish ancestry through her maternal grandmother. Jorma Takkone, an actor, writer, and director known for his work on Saturday Night Live, and as a member of the Lonely Island comedy group. Jorma Tammila, Finnish actor known for his roles in movies like Rare Exports and Big Game. Krista Kosonen, a Finnish actress known for her roles in films such as Blade Runner 2049 and Miami. Artists. Art. Tove Jansson. As mentioned earlier, Tove Jansson was a Finnish-Swedish artist and author, best known for creating the Moomins. Helena Scherfbeck, a Finnish painter known for her unique style and self-portraits. Akseli Gallen-Kallela, a painter and graphic artist, he is known for his contributions to Finnish national romantic art. Musicians. Gene Sibelius, a Finnish composer, often referred to as Finland's national composer. His works include symphonies, tone poems, and the famous Finlandia. Nightwish, a Finnish symphonic metal band with international success, known for their unique blend of orchestral and metal elements. Him, a Finnish rock band with a gothic and alternative rock sound, achieving popularity both in Finland and internationally. Darude, a Finnish DJ and producer, known for the iconic electronic dance track, Sandstorm. Additional notable individuals. Matt Damon. While not primarily known for his Finnish heritage, Matt Damon has distant Finnish roots through his mother's side. Remember that heritage can be complex. And while these individuals have Finnish heritage, their work and fame often extend beyond their heritage alone. John Morton, an early American politician and signer of the United States Declaration of Independence. He was of Finnish descent through his mother. Gustav Adolf Eckstein, an early Finnish immigrant who played a role in the founding of the city of Fitchburg, Massachusetts, and was a successful businessman. Heikki Lunta, while not a historical figure. Heikki Lunta is a fictional Finnish-American snowgod figure celebrated in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan during winter festivals. Carl Gustaf Emil Mannerheim, while not born in the United States. Mannerheim was a Finnish military leader and statesman who made a diplomatic trip to the United States during World War II. He played a crucial role in securing support for Finland from the U.S. during the continuation war against the Soviet Union. It's important to note that while there might not be as many famous Finnish Americans in American history compared to other ethnic groups, Finnish immigrants and their descendants have made valuable contributions to various aspects of American society, including industry, politics, and culture. DNA testing, also known as genetic testing, involves analyzing an individual's DNA to gain insights into their genetic makeup, ancestry, health risks, and more. There are various types of DNA tests, each with its own technology and scientific principles behind it. Here are some common types of DNA tests and the technologies behind them. 1. Ancestry DNA testing. These tests provide information about an individual's ancestral origins, ethnicity, and migration patterns. They are based on the analysis of specific regions of the DNA called single nucleotide polymorphisms, SNPs, that are known to be associated with different population groups. Companies like 23andMe, AncestryDNA, and MyHeritage offer such tests. Technology. These tests use DNA microarrays, also known as DNA chips or genotyping arrays, to analyze hundreds of thousands to millions of SNPs simultaneously. Microarray technology involves attaching short DNA fragments that correspond to specific SNPs to a solid surface. The person's DNA sample is then labeled and applied to the microarray, where it binds to the complementary DNA sequences on the array. The pattern of binding provides information about the individual's genetic variants. Two, health and traits DNA testing. These tests provide insights into an individual's genetic predispositions for certain health conditions and traits. They analyze specific genes associated with various diseases and characteristics. Technology. Similar to ancestry DNA testing, health and traits DNA testing also uses DNA microarrays to analyze specific genetic markers. Additionally, next-generation sequencing (NGS) techniques are employed to analyze entire DNA sequences or specific regions of interest. NGS involves sequencing millions of DNA fragments simultaneously, generating vast amounts of genetic data that can be used to identify disease-associated variants. 3. Carrier screening. Carrier screening tests identify individuals who carry a single copy of a gene mutation associated with a recessive genetic disorder. These individuals usually do not exhibit the disorder themselves but can pass the mutation to their children. Technology. These tests primarily use DNA sequencing technologies to analyze specific genes known to be associated with the disorders of interest. Polymerase chain reaction (PCR) is often used to amplify the target DNA regions, and then sequencing methods like Sanger sequencing or NGS are employed to identify mutations. Four. Pharmacogenetic testing. Pharmacogenetic tests analyze how an individual's genetic makeup affects their response to specific medications. This information can guide personalized medicine and help avoid adverse drug reactions. Technology. These tests involve analyzing specific genes that are involved in drug metabolism, transport, and receptor interactions. DNA sequencing or genotyping methods are used to identify genetic variants that influence drug response. 5. Y-DNA and mtDNA testing. Y-DNA testing focuses on the Y chromosome and provides insights into paternal lineage, while mitochondrial DNA, mtDNA, testing examines the maternal lineage. These tests are often used for genealogical purposes. Technology. Y-DNA and mtDNA testing typically involves sequencing specific regions of the Y chromosome or mtDNA. PCR and DNA sequencing methods are commonly used for this purpose. Overall, the technology behind DNA testing has evolved significantly over the years. From traditional methods like Sanger sequencing to high-throughput techniques like NGS and microarray technology, these advancements have enabled researchers and companies to analyze large amounts of genetic information efficiently and affordably, leading to a deeper understanding of genetics, ancestry, and health. The Geno 2.0 test offered by National Geographic's Genographic Project was a DNA testing service that aimed to trace the deep ancestry and migration history of individuals. The project was launched in 2005 with the goal of using genetics to better understand the history of human populations and their migration patterns. Geno 2.0 test. The Geno 2.0 test analyzed a specific set of genetic markers from a person's DNA sample to provide insights into their ancient ancestry and migration routes. The markers included both mitochondrial DNA, mtDNA, and Y chromosome DNA, Y-DNA, markers, which allowed the project to track both maternal and paternal lineages. Technology behind the Geno 2.0 test. The technology used in the Geno 2.0 test primarily involved DNA microarray technology and DNA sequencing. One. Mitochondrial DNA, mtDNA. The test analyzed specific regions of the mitochondrial genome, which is inherited maternally and doesn't undergo recombination like nuclear DNA. This makes it useful for tracing maternal lineages. The DNA samples were amplified using polymerase chain reaction, PCR, and then analyzed using DNA sequencing or genotyping methods to identify specific mtDNA markers. Two. Y chromosome DNA, Y-DNA. The Y-DNA portion of the test focused on analyzing specific regions of the Y chromosome to trace paternal lineages. Similar to mtDNA, PCR amplification and DNA sequencing or genotyping were used to identify Y-DNA markers. 3. Autosomal DNA. The Geno 2.0 test also included analysis of autosomal DNA, which is the DNA found in the 22 pairs of non-sex chromosomes. Autosomal DNA analysis provided insights into recent ancestry and could reveal genetic connections to specific population groups. Migration patterns and ancestral origins, by comparing the identified genetic markers with a reference database of worldwide populations. The Genographic project aimed to trace the ancestral origins and migration routes of individuals' distant ancestors. This information was used to create maps and visualizations showing the migration of human populations over thousands of years. Data contribution and privacy. Participants in the Genographic project had the option to contribute their genetic data to the project's research database. This collective genetic data helped researchers gain insights into human genetic diversity and population history. Participants' privacy was protected, and personal information was kept confidential. Please note that as of my last knowledge update in September 2021, the Genographic project was winding down its operations. And National Geographic had announced that they would no longer be offering the Geno 2.0 test kit. If you're interested in the most up-to-date information about the Genographic project and National Geographic's DNA testing offerings, I recommend checking the official National Geographic website or other trusted sources. Tavastians, Hame, language. The Tavastians likely spoke a Finnic language, which is part of the Finno-Ugric language family. This language eventually evolved into what we now know as the Finnish language. Culture. The Tavastians inhabited the central and southern parts of present-day Finland. They were known for their agrarian lifestyle, relying on farming, fishing, and hunting for sustenance. They had a distinctive cultural identity that contributed to the formation of the broader Finnish identity. Karjalaiset, Karelians, language. The Karelians spoke a Finnic language similar to the Finnish language. While their language was closely related to Finnish, there were regional dialectal differences. Culture. The Karelians inhabited the eastern parts of present-day Finland, as well as areas of Karelia that extend into present-day Russia. They were known for their connection to the Karelian culture, which included traditional songs, stories, and customs. Karelian folklore has had a significant impact on Finnish cultural heritage. Satakuntalaiset, Satakunta, language. Like other tribes in the region, the Satakuntalaiset likely spoke a Finnic language that was ancestral to Finnish. Culture. The Satakuntalaiset inhabited the southwestern parts of present-day Finland, around the Gulf of Bothnia. They relied on a combination of fishing, farming, and trading due to their coastal location. They contributed to the diverse regional cultures that have influenced modern Finnish society. Savolaiset, Savo, language. The Savolaiset, like other tribes, spoke a Finnic language that contributed to the development of Finnish culture. The Savolaiset inhabited the eastern parts of present-day Finland, in the Savonia region. They were known for their distinct dialect, which has had an impact on the development of the Finnish language. The Savolaiset had their own customs, traditions, and way of life that influenced the broader Finnish culture. Lapin Kansa, Sami, language. The Sami people have their own distinct language family called the Sami languages, which is unrelated to the Finnish language. The Sami languages are part of the larger Uralic language family. Culture. The Sami are indigenous people who inhabited the northernmost parts of present-day Finland, as well as areas in Sweden, Norway, and Russia. They have a unique cultural heritage that includes reindeer herding, traditional crafts, and a deep connection to their natural surroundings. Suomensukiset Kansit, Finno-Ugric peoples, language. The various Finno-Ugric peoples, including the Finns, spoke languages that are part of the Finno-Ugric language family. This language family also includes Estonian, Hungarian, and various minority languages in Russia. Culture. The Finno-Ugric peoples shared linguistic and cultural connections that have influenced their ways of life, folklore, and historical interactions. While their specific cultures and histories varied, they all have a common linguistic and historical link. These historical tribes and their languages played a significant role in shaping the cultural tapestry of present-day Finland. Over time, as these groups interacted and merged, the Finnish language and culture evolved, drawing influences from their shared heritage and regional diversity.